Are Google products worth it? Google's ecosystem, just like Apple's ecosystem, provides various products, but the difference is in the prices, OS, and much more. So what makes Google products worth it? Let's find out in today's video, and if you don't want to miss out on the best tech products and their reviews, stay tuned and subscribe to Techist for more. Here we begin. The Pixel Chromebook is a joy to use. The Pixel boots up and shuts down in a matter of seconds because everything is in the cloud, so there's nothing to manage, configure, or track down. The screen, keyboard, touchpad, sound system, and clamshell construction are all excellent. Nonetheless, the Pixel is slower and less polished than a MacBook Pro. The bandwidth speed determines performance to a much greater extent. People believe it will be too limiting or confining, but it's far less so than I anticipated. I could and did easily function with only Pixel as a primary computer. The Pixel is an excellent primary computer for many users, from C-level executives to everyday business people who prioritize simplicity over all else. It's also an excellent secondary computer for even power users. The best phone is the one that provides the best internet service. Allow me to explain. The thrill of using Google Now voice commands to launch navigation, such as Google Navigate Home, is all you need to say to start turn-by-turn directions, launch apps, search the web, and do a variety of other things. This made me realize the era of hardware and software dominance is coming to an end. Hardware and software may have become more commoditized and less distinguished in recent years, so as a result, services are becoming extremely important. And there are a few services that Google does better than any other company, such as Now, Search, Maps, and others. The right kind of Android phone, and most aren't, can give you a wee every time you use it, as you seamlessly and quickly shift gears from Now to Search to Gmail to Google Plus to Hangouts and Calendars and back. Google Now is launched with a simple gesture, which anyone can do without even looking at the phone. You simply say Google followed by navigate to Starbucks, launch Gmail, post on Google Plus, or play Get Lucky by Daft Punk. The ability to launch and interact with Google services and converse with Google's massive machine brain and natural language is currently the overall best mobile experience. Apple provides the best hardware but a hampered experience when using Google and other services. This is especially problematic with Google Now, which has limited functionality on the iPhone. For example, you can't use voice to launch apps or initiate use. Google integration is a killer app. Google provides a bewildering array of internet-based services. Some are mediocre, but some are on par with best competitors, and others are far superior to anything else available, such as Google Now, Google Maps, and Google Plus, and the new Gmail search. However, Google's growing integration of these services proves to be a compelling advantage. The ability to, for example, launch turn-by-turn directions on Maps from Now, Search Drive from Google, and the way Google Now reads your Gmail to provide reminders makes all integrated services more powerful and usable. Google creates the most enjoyable Android phone experience. Companies that make better Android phones, such as Samsung, HTC, Acer, Sony, and others, create user faces that, in my opinion, are inferior to the one Google puts on its own Nexus phone, particularly in terms of accessibility and integration of Google services. This has always been the central dilemma of the Android handset market. The best hardware and user interface is always found on different phones, but that's about to change. Google recently announced that the Google edition of the Samsung Galaxy S4 will be available in the PlayStation Store for $649 on June 26. Additionally, rumors exist that HTC One will be available in a Google Edition version. Some of the best Google products include the Nest Learning Thermostat. The Nest Learning Thermostat's key feature is right there in the name. It begins to learn from your routine and adapt within a week of recording manual adjustments. For example, if you lower the temperature to by around 10 p.m. every night, the thermostat will also begin to do so automatically. You can use scheduling in our home and away modules to reduce temperatures when no one is present. Regardless of how you use it, the product should eventually pay for itself by lowering energy bills and optimizing heating and cooling. To save money up front, consider the Nest Thermostat, which lacks learning features and Nest temperature sensor support and only works with a limited number of 24-volt heating and cooling systems, but it still supports automation and presence detection, so it's a viable option if your home is compatible. The Nest Doorbell. The latest version of the Nest Doorbell can be used wired or wirelessly and record for an hour if power or Wi-Fi is lost. It also detects people, packages, animals, and vehicles on the device, so you'll know if you should be concerned when you receive a phone notification. There are a few disadvantages. Compared to competitors, the video resolution is low and you only get 3 hours of cloud recording for free. Otherwise, you need to pay for a Nest Aware subscription to extend that to 30 days. On the other hand, awareness recognizes familiar faces, so you can tell when a specific friend or family member is visiting. A new doorbell model is expected at Google's October 6th event, but it may be wired only. If that's the case, some people may still want this version. The Nest Hub Max. If you can afford it, the Nest Hub Max may be the best smart display on the market, outperforming almost everything else that Amazon offers. It has a 10-inch display, powerful speaker, and front-facing camera for video calls, facial recognition for personalized content, and security monitoring if you add Nest to Wear. Most importantly, when you use touch controls or Google Assistant, Google's interface is attractive and intuitive, making a solid foundation for a smart home. In addition, the Max is great for music and video on its own, thanks to various native apps and Google Cast support. The standard Nest Hub might be a good option if you're looking for something more affordable and don't mind proceeding a camera, some sound quality, and some screen space. It even has sleep tracking, which the Max currently does not. Nest Wi-Fi. The Nest Wi-Fi is a mesh router that generates a consistent signal throughout your home via extenders known as points by Google. The standard bundle of one router and one point covers up to 3,800 square feet, and you can expand coverage further by adding more points, as long as the router is able to maintain a link with them. The router is simple to set up and configure, and each point also functions like a Google Assistant speaker, though if you care about sound quality, you'll still want something like Nest Audio. The product does have a few drawbacks. The router only has 2 Ethernet ports, and Google still uses Wi-Fi 5 when most routers have moved on to Wi-Fi 6. There is also no dedicated backhaul between the router and the points, limiting device connection speeds. Google's October event could see the release of a Nest Wi-Fi Pro that supports the Wi-Fi 6. Of course, it'll be more expensive, starting at $199 and going up to $399 for a 3-pack, but given how much better 6E is at handling home devices with dozens of Wi-Fi devices, it might still be worth it. So what do you think about these Google products? Do you feel like they're worth it? Let us know in the comments down below. What about the Google ecosystem? How is it different from the Apple ecosystem? If you want to know this, stay tuned for our next video, and until then, subscribe for more.